Test, 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 test. Test, test. Test, test. All right, I'm good on my end.
Okay, 1 sec. It's not showing up on my YouTube for some reason.
Where did I put my phone? Oh. Oh, Kira, are you gonna be joining today? Oh, look at Kira. Hi, Kira. Hi.
Sap.
Oh. All right. Test, test, test. Wow. Wow.
Hold on 1 second.
Kidooks. Hi, everybody. Hi. I'm Mason. I'm just waiting. This might look a little different.
For some reason it's not showing up.
Where did Mia go?
You have to click on Discord.
There she is.
I can't minimize it. Hey Mia, it's gonna do a craft. I'm gonna see the top of your head.
That's why I'm doing this now, so you don't see the top of my head the whole time.
Which one are you streaming on? This one?
I need the gum gum.
What is different, huh? What is different, huh?
Hi, baby.
Alright, do you need this right now or what?
Yeah.
Oh, then you're streaming with CJ now?
Well, CJ's
CJ's part of the stream now? Shoot.
sure.
I don't have any other AveryWolfe pens.
Just my email one, but I didn't change anything.
Bye, Kira.
Change the title and stuff again. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's that. But I would
If you're tuning in at this part, that's Avery's husband. Doing some technical difficulties on her end. I'm just going to be cutting these. These are the little diamonds. They're diamond arts. Just going to get this ready ahead of time. Usually, when I do this, I do one color at a time. But since I'm going to be working in sections, I might as well just cut everything.
Ah. Yeah.
Lower the levels.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if I was supposed to pause the stream, but my thing was streaming on my end.
That's fine if you're doing something.
Yeah, but on my screen you could just see you and CJ just looking confused.
Fine. Edit it.
Alright, so
Very good. That was weird. Now let me just.
let me see here. Wonder if I can move my books out of the way. Okay. 22, 27. 19, 24.
There we go. How are you viewing the stream? How are you viewing the stream? Are you just watching it on your phone?
No, I have it up on my screen.
Oh yeah, because you're not playing. Okay. That makes sense.
Plus, I have double. Don't you have double screen?
No, I don't.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't have the space for dual monitors just yet.
Yeah, Lee gave me his old monitor, so I have dual monitors now.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's limiting my space. But luckily, I can. This is like a work in progress type of thing. Might move stuff around by next time.
Cool. Anyways. Hi guys, welcome back.
Hi,
AveryWolfe here.
Mason.
We
There.
changed things up a little bit. So on my end, I will be streaming Fields of Mistria, a new cozy farming simulator with a fantasy element to it, while we discuss books.
And then
Inside.
on my end, what? Wait, what? What now?
No, Amber's a little bit low, so I'm turning her up on your stream.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine, but there we go.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. on my end, I will be doing some cozy crafts. I will be doing some diamond art painting. So, yeah, but like, of course, it's not always gonna be the same. We'll probably most likely switch it up depending on our mood. So,
Yeah. Getting the feel of things.
Yeah, because for sure I would want to be playing some games, but today or for this stream, I just feel like crafting.
So, what's your design? So,
It's
you can see on my end. Or
um
you can just describe it.
so it's kind of like it's not really cherry blossom, it's more like roses in front of like a sky backdrop. So like eventually, like I have it's a set of 3, so eventually once I get everything done, it'll be hanging right there above the bed.
Oh, get fancy.
Yes, honey. So I just want to get this started. If I can get my stuff organized. Yes.
Okay. As you prepare yourself, or I guess, what's new with you?
Let's see. I made a big girl purchase. I put my big girl pants on and made a big girl purchase. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, congrats again.
Yes.
The big moments or
Yeah.
achievements.
So, yeah, I got a new car after like 10 years. And it was such a bittersweet moment when I got rid of my old car. Oh, I almost cried. But you know, it was time to move on. It was time to be an adult, get an adult car. What now?
Just ignore me. Just ignore me.
Can't.
Just ignore me.
Can't stay away from you.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of, your end is a little quiet, apparently. 18, 19, 20. I need an organizer for all this stuff.
All right. What's new with me? Not much, guys. I've just been trying to learn what I can about, social media and stuff like that. So, we can be more active on YouTube and other platforms. Because usually we're active for some time and then we're quiet for like a good while.
Guilty.
And so, yeah, so I'm just trying to be more consistent, trying to establish a little side hustle, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I need a little something on the side. So I'm just doing this, learning what I can, in the after hours.
When the baby's sleeping?
Yeah, when the baby is sleeping.
Alright.
Yeah, and so we resurrected our old YouTube gaming channel. So
Mhm.
hopefully we can upload some content onto there. I told my husband I'm gonna learn how to edit with OBS and stuff so we could edit video game videos if needed.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. But yeah, more to come on that, guys. But anyways, I guess we could start talking about what we read this month.
Yeah. So, full disclosure, I only read like 4 books. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah,
That's fine.
4 books.
Yeah, I didn't read as much as last month, that's for sure.
But in my defense, some of these books be thick.
Oh.
They be thick, man. Trying to
Okay. Let me see. What's your lowest ranked book?
My lowest ranked book.
Where's my Goodreads?
Okay. My lowest rank. Okay. Okay, so here's the thing. This book for me started out as a 4, right? But
Oof.
then it went down to a 3 halfway through. And then it went down to a 2. And I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed, you guys.
No.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess you start. Mine's
Okay.
a 3.
Okay. So I guess you can count that. What was that? Wait, what was our prompts again?
Oh yeah. So our prompts was
skipped
a
over that
small
part.
town book, small town vibe book. A book from top 100 best books of the 21st century. And then the third prompt was
Family drama.
Yeah, family drama. I was drawing a blank.
So, this, I guess, ow. Okay, I'm trying to get comfy.
Yeah,
Okay, well, let me drink my tea real quick before I spill it.
Yeah.
Cause this be some family drama. Well, kind of. So, my 4 to 2 star rating. Ugh, I'm so disappointed. Is Fairy Tale. It's kind of hard to see. So
I know, I'm like looking on my phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like the cover is like a woman, but it's half of her face, and her top half is like some Greek statues. Like a guy is getting eaten by a eagle, and yeah, and then there's 2 women. I don't know, can't explain it, but yeah. So fairy tale, like fairy tale, but with the D.
Okay.
Fairy tale.
Okay.
Let me show this to on my stream. So it's by Veronica Lancet. It is a kind of like a gothic fantasy story. It's based in, I guess you can call it a small town called Fairydale. There is, I guess, Fairydale. It is named after a woman who was known as their fairy godmother because she helped the fellow townspeople, no matter if you were poor or like if you were starving, if you're injured. She was your fairy godmother no matter what. So they named the town after her. So anyways, the main character, Darcy. Haha, I remember her name. I never remember like character names. I guess it's because this is the last book I read this month. This is like a 760 page book, almost 800 pages. This one took me a while.
Okay.
So it follows the main character, Darcy, who is an orphan, but she kind of lucked out in the orphan area thing. Like, she never got adopted, but she got a good upbringing in with the nuns, and she was able to get a good education, and she became a teacher at this like elementary school, I think. And one day she gets this letter saying like, hey, actually your dad died and he left you something in his will, so you better come down to Fairdale and get it. Right? And she's like, what the heck, I have a dad and he knew about me, but he left me in the orphanage to fend for myself. So anyways, she makes her way to Fairdale, and then as soon as she steps into town, all these odd things start happening to her, like strange occurrences, strange deaths, like odd people, and she finds that something's going on in this town with her long lost family, and she just has to figure out what's going on. So, here's the thing. This book, okay, this book started out so good. I mean, yeah, the writing is a little rough, but like it was easy to look past it because it was such a good like story plot. Like it was a very like, it captivated me in the beginning. And it's dual POV. Would you call it dual POV? It takes place in 3 different timelines. So Darcy, she's the main character, and then every time she sleeps, she has these dreams about her past life as Elizabeth, as Sella, right? And then it's these past lives is all about them meeting their soulmates named Amon. And okay, if you know me,
Yes.
that morally gray character, that morally gray like hero who's like touch her and die, or like all about I'll burn the world for you type of thing, right? Like that's my jam. I love that. But this, I don't know what's going on through the author's head, but she like cranked that up like to 100. Like it came to the point where I was getting so mad at the love interest. I'm like, are you for serious right now? He is beyond toxic that I just wanted to kill him. I just want to be like, nope, he's dead. Die. He better die.
No.
Like usually I would root for the morally gray love interest. Like I would be like, oh my gosh, no, he's just misunderstood. He has his reasons, right? No, not this guy. No, I just want to like, he is toxic beyond belief. Like the first like when he meets the main character, Like within seconds, he's like, "You're mine. I already claim you as mine. You are mine." I'm like, excuse me, sir. No, you don't do that. No, 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 no. No. You
Lord.
wait a couple of scenes and then you say, "You're mine." You don't say that when you first meet her. "I claim you as mine." No.
So he like imprinted on her,
Okay, yeah.
essentially.
And then I was like, wait. So this takes place, the main story takes place in the 50s, right? 1955. And then I'm like, I don't think they acted like that in the 1950s. Yeah, I know, like, men try to come off as, like, macho, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no. This guy, no. And then he's like, I don't want any man touching you. I don't want any man looking at you or talking to you. Like when the main character, she got injured or something and they had to go see the doctor, right? And
Uh-huh.
like, you know, like it's a male doctor and they have to touch you to treat you, right? Like put bandages on you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Okay.
like he's like fixing um like a head injury, like putting a bandage, and the doctor has to look at the, like, his name is Amon, or yeah, he has to look at him and he's like, "Is this okay?" I'm like, what the heck? Why are you doing that? You're the doctor. You should be like, "I'm treating this patient. I don't need permission to freaking put a bandage on this woman." Like she has multiple contusions. Like she has a head injury. She has like scratches all over her legs. She has scratches all over her arms. And then like after like he puts a bandage on the head, the guy, the love interest, is like, "Okay, that's enough. I can take care of the rest. We're going now." I'm like, what? What? No.
Oh no.
No. She needs to see a doctor. She needs a medical professional. No. And he's like, "I don't want any man touching you." And then like he like gets sick or something, so she makes like this healing tea, and like he's delirious, right? So he gets up from his bed and he's like, "Did you make this for anybody else?" And she's like, "What? Did you make this for another man?" And she's like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, tell me right this instant, "Did you make this for another man?" And she's like, "No."
Oh.
He's like, "Good, you better not. I'm the only man you'll make this for." I'm like, what?
Yeah,
What
red
is
flag.
red flag? This guy is red flag, red flag, red flag. And it's like, and then the author tries to write this, like, these touching scenes with the man and the, like, with the, yeah, with the man and the woman. And I'm like, it's like a double, it's like this dude is bipolar or something. Like 1 second he's like super like possessive, and in another scene he's like a golden retriever type of guy. You know those type of guys, like golden retriever type?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like,
they're like whipped.
you're like whipped, like hella whipped, like, "Oh my gosh, oh baby, you're so beautiful, you're so kind, you're so gentle and loving, and I love you, you're the love of my." I'm like, I'm getting whiplash. And anyways, I was just like, by the since it was divided by 3 parts, like by the last third of the book, like the last 300 pages, I was just over it. I was just like, ugh, I can't with this dude. I just, like, there was a forward saying like, "Oh, don't don't skim the book because there are a lot of like details that you need to know." So I was just like, I was
Don't
trying
skim.
I was
Oh
trying
no.
hard not to skim, but at the last 100 pages, I'm like, no, f this. I just need to finish. And the ending was the most. The last 100 pages was the stupidest thing I've ever read. I was just like, I really wasted a week on this book. It took me a week to read this book. I
Yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, I wasted brain power. And I'm like, how did it get so many good reviews?
Is
That,
it on Kindle Unlimited?
yeah,
Oh no.
yeah. And it, I mean, 800 pages. Like, seriously, there was a lot of things that could have been cut out, and it wouldn't have made any difference. Like, I don't need to know, like, I don't need to know the politics of 500 AD. I don't need to know what kind of flowers you want to grow. I don't need to know about so many things.
Oh no. I'm sorry.
I'm just giving it a 2 is so nice. It's because I like the first third of the book. Like,
Sucks.
like I like when she did when she started like the timeline or the dream sequences of different timelines or past lives. I was like, okay, yeah, I get it, yeah. And it just started this the story started getting more convoluted, more confusing, more just it just took a turn that I regret taking. Like, it just turned into something I did not expect, and I feel like it just should have been like written another way. I don't know. There's magic. I don't know how magic got like she's writing and there's like, you know what? Let's throw in some magic. Poof. Let's throw in
Hopefully,
mates. Poof.
hopefully this didn't put you in a slump, a reading slump.
I don't think so. I started another book today and it's pretty interesting. I don't think it'll put me in a slump because there are other books I kind of want to get into.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, enough about my rant. Oh my gosh, that's a fun thing to get started on.
That's unfortunate.
Mhm.
Okay, let me take a sip of coffee. Okay, so so my first book, I actually have it, the physical copy. So this was for the prompt of read a book from the 100 top 21st century book list, whatever, of the New York Times.
Oh, the 100.
Yeah. So this is my lowest rating, so I don't know what to say. But so the book I read was Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by
Oh,
Gabriel
okay.
Zevin.
Mhm. So many like wasn't there like good reviews on that book?
Yeah. So like if you heard of this book, I'm sure that you know that there's so many good reviews on this book. Like I guess I could see why it's on the list. Um, like the writing was it was very well written. It talked about like various troublesome situations that can occur in real life and stuff like that. And yeah, like the author handled it well and whatnot.
Okay.
But see, this is like why it's so hard to like rate books, because like I could see why like people like it and it's so highly praised, but I didn't have a good time reading it. Like I wasn't vibing with it. Like it made me like kind of it made me feel icky, like in some parts, and like sad, and like not the good kind of sad. Like it was cringy and stuff at some
Oh.
points. I even told my husband this. I was like, uh, like I feel uncomfortable reading this. So so if you don't know what this is about, it's about two people who meet as kids in a hospital, um, and they grow apart during like their childhood, like later childhood, teenage, early adult years, I guess, young
Mhm.
adult years, and they meet up again like in college or whatever. And when they meet up again, they decide to work together on making a video game. And so the time span of this book is, between childhood and like their 30s or
Mhm.
something like that. And so like one of my favorite books is Ready Player One.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought this was gonna have like the same vibe, I guess, like retro vibe, because it's like this takes place like late 80s, 90s, early 2000s.
Mhm.
And so I thought it was gonna have that fun video game vibe to it because it does make a lot of references to video game video games like I think, yeah, Zelda. There's like Metal Gear Solid, just like popular games like that. And yeah, when I read about the games and the references, I didn't feel anything. Whereas like Ready Player One, I was like, oh my god, like they said Zelda or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I had a hard time rating this because it's how I vibed with the book that I gave it 3 stars. And three isn't that bad. It's like standard.
Mhm.
Not bad, not that good
Not
for
great.
me. Yeah, not great. But yeah, I could see why it was on the list, but yeah, it just wasn't for me. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Alright, there's my van.
Did you make your? Did you start your game?
Yeah. I'm already like fishing and stuff. Mining.
Where is my thing? Yeah. Um. So, the book I chose for. Let me see. What rating would I give it? I guess I would give it a 3.5 to 4 stars. Let me check my other books. I guess the rest of my books are kind of the same rating, like 3.5 to 4 stars, closer to 4 stars. I guess my so the book I chose for from the one New York Times 100 bestsellers, is that what it's called?
Highest rated books. Something like that.
Yeah. The top 100 New York's something. Okay, so I chose Atonement.
Atonement. Okay.
Yes. Um, I watched the movie, I think, just like once, maybe twice, and then this is my first time reading the book. Atonement by Ian McEwan. I think that's how you say her name. And it also deals with like family drama, right? You would say that, right? Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. Uh, Shit, I forgot the names. Let me see here. So, atonement. What is the literal definition is what? Atoning for your sins, right? Like,
I guess.
I guess. Um, Here, I'm so prepared. Okay, so this takes place around what, World War II? That's her name, Brienne. Brienne. Okay, Brienne, Cecilia, and Robbie. Okay, so this whole book is basically kind of like a manuscript of Brienne's life or recollections of her life regarding her older sister Cecilia, and their childhood friend, I guess, Robbie. So Brienne kind of, she gives off this like naive young girl who doesn't really know the ways of the world, right? She's young, she doesn't know love, she doesn't know lust, she doesn't know she doesn't know a
Yes,
lot of
a lamp
things.
just attacked me, Lee.
Huh?
I was like, Lisa, did a lamp just attack you? I'm like, yes, a lamp attacked me. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyways, why do I get she basically like she knows the difference between good and evil, but she doesn't know the gray area.
Mm-hmm.
So when she kind of notices like things changing between her sister and Robbie, she's kind of, confused about what's going on, right? She's known Robbie for what? Like forever, and he's kind of like a big brother to her. But then when I keep getting, it's like the Filipino mom brain, like Brienne, Cecilia, Robbie.
I'll just say like Saoirse, Kira, and what's his name?
um,
Um, oh, I forgot his name. Xavier.
Xavier. I was gonna say Mr. Tumnus.
Mrs. Chumness.
um, so when things start changing between Cecilia and Robbie, um, Brienne doesn't know how to react to it because something else happens between her cousin and her brother's friend, and she kind of has a case of mistaken identity when it comes to Robbie and this other guy. I forgot the other guy's name because, I mean, he's not important, but he's kind of important. And it just changes the whole trajectory of their lives, I guess.
Okay.
And then you already know. Story goes on. Mm-hmm. Cecilia and Robbie, they're separated for a while, and then they get back together, and they're kind of like all lovey-dovey and kind of mad at Brienne for ruining their lives. And then, I mean, this is an old movie. It's an old book. If you don't know by now, none of that ever happened, right?
Yeah.
None of that ever happened. It was all in Brienne's imagination. It is what she wanted to happen than what actually happened. What actually happened was Robbie died in the war, in World War II, and older sister also died around the same time. She was a nurse for the army, and she died. She died like a year later. And all this time, Brienne is like feeling all this guilt because I think she believes that if it wasn't for her, her sister would have been happy, would have had happiness in her life. And she's just kind of atoning for that guilt of taking away her sister's happiness.
Yeah, it's a sad movie.
Yeah, sad movie, sad book. Like, of course, the book goes into more detail, like more story plots about her other family members and whatnot. And I know the movie just focuses on Keira Knightley and Mr. Tumnus.
Yeah.
So, and of course, Brienne Tallis is played by Saoirse Ronan.
Rowan.
Saoirse Ronan, who I love, like her in Brooklyn, fantastic. I love that movie, Brooklyn. Anyways, yeah, I would say it's about like a 4-star read. I mean, it's a bestseller for a reason. It's pretty good. Yeah, I wouldn't say. I mean, it wasn't like a tearjerker for me because I already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like just a read, like a final read through of that movie. And it kind of made me want to watch the movie, but I couldn't find it, so I was like, eh.
It's not that important.
Eh.
Yeah.
And I kind of listened to it more than read it. So.
Would you say it's better than the movie?
Well, since I haven't watched the movie in a while, I would say the book is better. Because I kind of forgot the main parts of what happened in the movie. Like, I have, like, snippets of the movie in my head. But since I don't remember everything, then right now, the book is probably better for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how it tends to usually be. Alright. My turn.
Yep.
Okay, so my next read, I would give it a 3.5 star. 3.5. It's a classic. So I read The Last Unicorn by Peter Beagle. So I picked this up because this is a beloved, like, favorite of, like, a lot of people, I guess, on BookTube. And so I was just curious to see what the fuss was about. So pretty much it's middle grade, so it's pretty straightforward what the story is. It's about a unicorn that resides in this, like, forest, and she looks after all the animals and stuff, and she's immortal, blah blah blah. And she overhears from, like, some passerbys that there are no unicorns in existence or whatever, and she gets hit hard, pretty much, not physically, but emotionally. And she goes on a quest to look for the other unicorns because she doesn't believe that it's true. And so it's about a quest of this unicorn to look for the other unicorns, and along the way, she befriends like a wizard who's like a newbie, so he's not really skilled with his magic just yet.
Mm-hmm.
So he faces some hiccups along the way, which causes some hardships for the unicorn as well. And then they also come across this, I guess, like an older lady type character. She's kind of like, how would you describe it? She's kind of like a weird older lady type character. I don't know how to describe it, but quirky, I guess.
Like Miss Frizzle type.
I guess so. But yeah, so that's pretty much what it's about. I don't want to spoil like what happens, but I could see, like, if I grew up with this book, I think, yeah, I would have like a special place in my heart because I love unicorns and stuff. But like reading it at my age, it kind of just was another story. There was like no, like, if I read it and had that sense of nostalgia, yeah, I probably would have gave it like a high score. But
since you read it later in life,
yeah, it just like kind of dragged on for me, and it was weird, like what happens, like the climax of the book, like what happens and like how it ends, romance wise, I guess. It was kind of weird, but yeah, 3.5 stars.
Okay.
I would recommend it. Like, I would, yeah, definitely recommend it for kids and stuff. It's a classic, and I could see how other authors took inspiration from it. There's even a, what's it called? Not a, oh, an introduction by Patrick Rothfuss, who wrote The Name of the Wind. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Name of the Wind. Yeah, so there's an introduction by him and how he talks about how he read The Last Unicorn and just like how it affected his life when he was younger and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's cool.
I wish I read it when I was a kid, but yeah, I recommend it. It's just it's not, at least for me at this age. That's it.
So, moral of the story: if you have kids, have them read this. Have them read that book now.
Yeah, there's important issues that happen, I guess, but in a kid-friendly fashion, have deeper meanings, you know. But yeah, Last Unicorn, guys.
Last Unicorn. All right. Oh, I'm so bad at multitasking.
I know, I'm trying to like focus on what I'm doing too. Collect my thoughts and feelings.
Thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
Where is number 2 here? Number 2. I'm barely getting this little patch all done. Alright. Let's pour this out. So you have to be careful with these little diamonds. Okay. How many books? I read 4, so I have 2 more books. My next 4-star read, in no particular order, is, come on, where is it at? Nope. Bridesmaid Undercover by Megan Quinn. I'm not sure. I think you read the other one, the first book.
Oh yeah, I read one of, or couple. couple of them.
This one is Bridesmaid Undercover. It's the second book in the series. I think you read the first one.
What's the first one called?
Bridesmaid for Hire, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So I read the second one.
Okay.
So this book kind of made me want to read the first one, but I was like, eh.
It was okay.
Yeah. So this series is by Megan Quinn. She's like a big Kindle author. She writes. This series is based on Bridesmaids for Hire, right? The concept is you hire these, they're kind of like wedding event planners to like help you plan your wedding, and do all the things that a bridesmaid would do without being a bridesmaid, kind of type of thing. So this is the second book in the series, and like I said earlier, I forgot the main character's name. Let me find that real quick because I am organized. Bridesmaid. Okay. Okay, what's their name again? Okay, Everly Plum and Hardy Hopper, which is a weird name. Hardy Hopper. It just reminds me of Officer Hopper from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So anyways, main character is Everly Plum in this book. She gets hired to help the maid of honor of this wedding. But it turns out, like, she has this crush on the best man. Like, ever since she's met him, I think she met him in the first book, she just had a crush on him. Like a schoolgirl crush. And then so he convinces his friend, the bride, to hire Everly to help with bridesmaid duty because the maid of honor, she just moved from this third world country to help flamingos, so she doesn't know how to ingratiate herself in what is this? I don't know where it is. She doesn't know how to like reacclimate herself in modern society, right? So she's like,
Okay.
hire Everly, she'll help out. And so Everly gets hired, but then the real reason why the best man, Hardy Hopper, wants to hire her is because he wants Everly to help him hook up with Maggie, the maid of honor. But Everly has a crush on Hardy, so she agrees.
To get close to him?
So she agrees to play matchmaker between the best man and the maid of honor, even though she herself has a crush on the best man. But she thinks of herself as not in the same league as Hardy, the best man. So she's like, you know what? He'll never look at me, so I'll just help him hook up with someone else. I'm like, okay. That totally works out. But of course, like, they get close, they're like hanging out, they're having fun, romance ensues, blah 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 blah. You know, happily ever after. So I just gave this a 4 because it was just cute. Like, I was just like, aw, flamingos. There's flamingos in here.
Oh.
And I don't know. She just, like, just reminds me when I was, like, in my early 20s having a crush on a guy and thinking, like, oh, he'll never look at me like that, you know?
Wow, Lee. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well, this was, I guess, not early 20s, is my late teens, like late teens, maybe like high school.
Oh, then sorry, Lee.
Like, you have those like you have a crush on a guy, and then, of course, the guy's too cool to look at you, and then, except in my life, nothing happens. I was just like, okay, well, I'm not gonna talk to him ever, so, oh well.
Oh.
But look, see, I actually made an effort to talk to Lee, and look where I am now. Um, so yeah, I just gave it 4 because it was a cute read. Like, it wasn't anything life changing for me. It was
Just reminiscing.
just reminiscing. Like, it kind of hit me in the feels for some reason. That's why I was like, maybe I should read the first book. And then I was like, nah. Because I believe the characters from the first book made an appearance in the second book. And then just reading their interactions and the way the guy is, I'm like, no thanks. I'm fine. I'm fine. They get together. That's all important. That's what's important.
Yeah.
And then I know the third book came out, and it's the brother of Hardy Hopper. And I was just like, nah, I'm done reading CEO billionaire romance. Maybe not. Maybe not today. Maybe not.
Yeah. Maybe later.
Yeah, maybe later. We'll see. Yeah. I forget like how sometimes reading a Megan Quinn book is like pretty chill. Like, it's kind of fun in like a chick flicky kind of way. Like you're watching a Netflix romance or a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's cute in a way, and then I mean it's spicy, but not too overtly spicy. It's like kind of like
Okay.
so.
Yeah, like the other Megan Quinn book, it was like something Irishman, something like the Irish or something like that. I thought it was cute. It kind of like reminded me of like a cozy romance because like the main character like wants a new life or something, so she goes to Ireland, or is it Scotland, with her friend to start a coffee shop. And so
Hmm.
it's like coffee shop, cozy vibe, small town.
Yeah.
That was cute too. Not amazing, it's just cute. But my turn.
Hmm.
So the next book I've read covers the small town prom. So I read The Only Purple House in Town.
Oh, that's cute.
I don't
I
know.
think I've seen that around Kindle.
Yeah, it's on Kindle Unlimited. Uh, it had like not the best reviews. I guess it was like 4 stars. But yeah, it's a cute book. So it's about this girl like you. I don't remember the names. Oh, Iris. Okay, so it's about this girl named Iris, and she just has like the worst luck on like getting her life together. Like she's struggling with her finances, trying to make ends meet and whatnot. but when her, was it grandmother or like a relative, great aunt or something, I forget, when her distant relative passes away, for some reason she leaves her Victorian like house to Iris, along with a couple other things. But yeah, so Iris takes this as an opportunity to like start something new and get her life together. And so she decides to like fix up the house and stuff, maybe potentially turn it into an Airbnb, but then that goes downhill, so she ends up renting out the spare rooms to people who need it, or like whoever interviewed for the room or whatever. But yeah, it turns out they all need it in their own specific ways or whatever. So it's really cute. It's like it has that found family trope. It's just like a bunch of people that like, needed each other in the end.
That's always nice.
Yeah, it's nice. And then so in terms of the romance, it's a second chance romance, and our love interest Eli pretty much insta-loves our main character Iris when he was a kid, and she saved him from a bully. She's like several years older than him, so yeah, so she was bigger than him at the time, and she saved him from a bully that was bugging him, and ever since then he's just had a thing for her. And then when she comes back into town, he notices and he ends up renting out a room in the house, even though he doesn't need it. Like, he's well off and pretty wealthy, I guess, as a programmer or something like that. And yeah, so that's the conflict, because like he kept that from her, and disclosing who he really is to her, like, oh, actually, like, I knew you from before, blah blah blah.
So wait, she doesn't remember him?
No. So he, like, when he was a kid, he was like this tiny little boy, but you grew up and you got super tall and muscular and hot. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she doesn't recognize him, but he has, and he kind of like low-key stalks her on social media throughout the years, just like checking in every now and then to see what she's up to.
Yeah, who doesn't do that though?
Yeah, so yeah, it was cute. Like, the romance wasn't anything spectacular. I kind of hoped we had more like heartfelt, cheesy scenes. But yeah, it was more the found family aspect that made me like it a lot. There's also a fantastical or supernatural element to it. So this book involves vampires and fae and witches.
Okay.
And all that. And in this world, there's people that, so it was like recently like discovered that these races exist or something, but there's still those people that don't believe it. They're like, that's all like bogus, like that's fake, that's not really, how some people are, that's just stupid stuff. And then there's the other side that are trying to make their life being who they are, and stuff like that. And so yeah, it was cute. I would recommend it for the found family aspect. Romance, I would recommend something else. But yeah, it was cute.
That's good.
And that's it for that one.
That's it for that one. Okay. Well, I only have one more book to talk about. And this one meets I guess it meets the small town. Let me get my books.
Oh yeah, and I guess for a lot of my books, there's family drama, so that crosses that off.
Okay. So, mine. Okay. Where is it? Okay. So, my last book, I gave it a 4. And this hits the small town setting plus cozy vibe. And it's the Pumpkin Spice Cafe.
Oh, dude, everybody, like, on social media is reading that,
Okay.
but nobody ever talks about what it is about.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't even know that. I didn't see that. I didn't see this on my social media. I just picked it up because it was one of those cozy reads type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's the Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. That sounds really familiar, you know.
Yeah.
So this takes place in a small town. I forgot what the town's name is. Okay, so
No.
I think this was my first book I read this during the month of October. And I'm like one of those basic girls who loves pumpkin spice once it's the season. And so I saw this book and I was like, okay, I'm reading it. And then when I read the prompt, it sounded cute. So it's about this woman named Jeannie. Her aunt kind of gives her pumpkin spice cafe. I think it's literally called Pumpkin Spice Cafe. And so she decides to move back to her small town because she was over it in the city, and she was like, I need a change. I need to be a new woman. Because we all love transformations, you know?
Yeah.
So she moves back home to a small town and she takes over her aunt's shop, who decides to go jet setting on this cruise, or I don't know where she goes. And then she meets this lumberjack named Logan, I want to say. Yeah, Logan. Not a lumberjack, okay? He's a farmer, but he kind of dresses like a lumberjack, with the flannels and the beard. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah. Like a certain someone named Luke.
So he has like that. This is like a grumpy, sunshiny book.
Mm-hmm. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, so he's like a farmer who takes care of, like, he likes to take in like abandoned animals. What is it called again?
Like rescue animals.
Yeah, he likes to take in rescue animals, like mostly like ducks or chickens. And he's like one of the type of guys like, I don't want to be in love. I had love and it kind of burned me, and so I'm over it type of dude.
Yeah.
And then he sees Jeannie, and then he's like, she's the one. She's the one. Anyway, so Jeannie, she takes over this cafe, but strange things start happening. Like, she hears noises, things go missing, things start breaking down, so she thinks she's haunted. So everybody in the small town like gets together and tries to figure out what's going on, and Logan volunteers to help her with this mystery, and then of course they get close and romance ensues, blah blah blah. Yeah, I mean, cute read, very cozy vibes. It has that, Gilmore Girls. I'll say it. Has that Gilmore Girls vibes to it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very cute. It made me crave a pumpkin spice latte, even though I stopped drinking coffee. I was just like, oh,
You can still have pumpkin spice steamers.
yeah. And then I guess I could drink a decaf.
Oh, true, that too.
Yeah, but yeah, very cute, very cozy, very like sit in front of a warm fire with the hot chocolate and or pumpkin spice and just read a book. Very sweater weather worthy. Sweater weather worthy. Sweater where I can't. Ugh. Sweater weather worthy.
Dude.
Hmm?
So this is like my second day that I forgot to like bring in my chickens.
Don't let your chickens out.
My chicken's upset, guys.
Oh, goodness.
Sorry.
Oh, don't leave your chickens out in the cold.
It's raining too.
How dare you?
Stop.
I know, like, every time I play those farming sims, it's like a routine. Water the crops. Feed your animals. Let them graze. Go to town. Bring your animals back in. Sleep.
No, I just forget. Because I just bought a chicken recently, so I forget that I have it. And, like, my farm is still covered in trees, so it's not like I can see the chicken. But yeah. Alright. Anyways. Nice room.
Oh yeah, I'm done. My books, so you can just.
Okay. Alrighty, let's take a look here. My next book. Okay. So this one, I was kind of disappointed. So I read American Gods by Neil Gaiman.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Um,
Good show.
did you watch it?
Yeah.
Did you finish it?
I didn't watch the second season.
Oh. Yeah, I was like, oh, I want to read it before, like, I watch it. But yeah, if you guys don't know, like, Neil Gaiman is one of my favorite authors. I love this book. Stardust and Coraline. What was the other one? It was like a long title, but anyways, so American Gods. How would I describe it? So I would say it's like an adult Percy Jackson. I guess you could say. So, so we follow a guy that was in prison for like 10 years or so, and then, he gets out of prison only to find out that his fiance or wife died in a car accident.
Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. I didn't watch the show. I thought you were.
You're thinking Good Omens?
Yeah, thinking of Good Omens.
Okay.
Okay.
You're like, what?
I gotta remember that.
So yeah, so he's, she was like the love of his life, And so he doesn't know what to do with himself. So a god shows up and he kind of takes him under his wing, I guess. He hires him to do his bidding, I guess you could say. And yeah, so the story from what I remember is that all the gods from like other countries and stuff, like the Norse gods, the Greek gods, you know, like Buddha, stuff like that, they all came over. They all came over to America with the people that came here from other countries. So they all are like intermingling as, I guess, like human figures, I guess. And the conflict is that they are at some sort of war with the new gods that people nowadays are, you know, I guess, what do you say, like praising or whatever. So like there's new gods like the god of like the internet, the god of like sexual whatever, like stuff like that. The god of like media and whatnot. And so yeah, so it's about this guy doing the bidding for this god so that the old gods, if I remember this correctly, aren't wiped out because they're slowly getting picked off by the new gods. So yeah, so that's pretty much the gist of it. And there's like, you know, fantastical elements that occur, supernatural elements that occur. But yeah, like this book won so many awards and stuff, and I could see why. So like tomorrow, like I could see why people praise it so much and why people gave it awards and like it and talk about it a lot. Like the writing is like very masterful and stuff. Like only Neil Gaiman could come up with stuff like that, like the things he says and like the events that occur. It's just like so weird but so interesting. But like again, like I didn't vibe with it. Like it didn't catch my full attention. I think like maybe like halfway I kind of lost interest, but I still pushed myself to finish it because it's like almost like what 600 pages. So I was like, dude, like I read almost like 300. Let me push through and finish it. And yeah, so I'm glad that I finished it. So I know that I'm not missing anything.
Yeah, you could check that off your Neil Gaiman list.
Yeah, but yeah, I was kind of bummed out. But I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, like the gods are at war, whatever, I guess pick it up. If you wanna, you know, be inspired by this man's writing, pick it up. But yeah, just for me, it was, or maybe I wasn't just in the mood for it. I don't know. But yeah, I think what I gave it like 4 stars.
4 stars?
Yeah, 4 stars. Because it was better than the other books I read. But still, it didn't, you know, call to me. So, that was that one. The next book, so I would say, so I read 2 manga. So I read 2 more volumes of In the Clear, Moonlit Dust.
Oh yeah, that book.
So the other manga that I talked about last time that you watched the anime, so I started to watch it too, and I guess I just like I couldn't get into it because I don't know, just like it seemed too easy. I feel like them getting together.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh, nothing like bad is happening. Like they're just, showing the relationship and them falling for each other. Like nothing bad is happening. I
Yeah.
don't know. I think I stopped maybe like a third episode or something.
Yeah, same. I stopped after the third episode.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I like the animation, but we'll see if I continue it. But yeah, in the Clear, Moonlit Dusk, just to recount what this is about. It's about a girl who has very okay, so she's like 14, right? So she has very ambiguous features. So like, at 14, you're not really in your womanly body yet, I guess. So that's why people uh confuse her as a guy at first because she still has that free woman body. But yeah, and she's so beautiful that even the girls call her Prince because they confuse her as a guy, blah blah blah. But they know she's a girl. She's just like messing with your sexuality pretty much. But yeah, so she meets the guy on the cover who is called like Prince also. And he's like 2 years older, I think, or a year older. And when he encounters her, he's like insta love. And she's like weirded out by it because usually guys don't look at her like that. But yeah, he's totally into her. And it's just like, it's cute how he like goes about dating her and stuff. But yeah, it's super cute. The art style, I'm hooked with the art style. Characters are beautiful. I definitely recommend if you're looking for like a high school slice of life romance. But yeah,
That's fun.
so far so good. The next book I read. Okay, so my next book is the first book of a trilogy called The Justice of Kings by Richard Swan. This was very popular on BookTube, probably like the earlier part of this year and last year. It's, I guess, what was the genre? So it's epic fantasy, but there's like horror thriller elements to it, and that's what drew me in. But yeah, in this book we follow this girl. She's like what, 19, I think, and she is, I guess, she's a justice, hence the title, The Justice of Kings. So she's a justice, and she's training under the main guy. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting names. She's working under the main guy, and the main guy, he's like, I kind of get like Sherlock Holmes vibes from him. And he has like necromancy powers and stuff, and like this voice power that like it could pretty much force people to do what he says, and then like they can fight back or whatever. It's hard to explain. But so these justices go about, the kingdom, the land, doing what the king wants, I guess. And like trying to enforce like certain religions, trying to enforce like the right thing to do. They're kind of like sort of like the police in a sense, but like higher up. And so in this first book, they, when they're on the job, they come across somebody who was murdered, like a wife of like an important businessman or something. So they investigate what happened to her and whatnot, and it's obvious that she was murdered, because otherwise if her body was intact or something, like the main guy would like be able to use his necromancy powers to bring her back to life temporarily, to ask her what happened and like who did this. So that's like the horror aspect to it, that he can do this and he could pass into the other world and speak with the dead and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, so since she was obviously murdered, like her body isn't in a condition to bring back temporarily, they go on this mystery hunt, this whodunit hunt. And it was a lot of fun. Like there are some points where like I cried. I was like, no, not my favorite character. Yeah, so there's like there's 3 justices. So the main guy with the necromancy skill powers, the girl who he took under his wing, because she had nothing when she was a child. She was poor and she was trying to rob him in order to survive, but he ended up taking her under his wing. And then there's a 3rd guy that is essentially the muscle, like the Watson and the muscle of the group. And then yeah, that was like my character. And just like, yeah, so there's like nothing weird going on, because like the 2 justice men are like in their 30s, 40s or something, so there's nothing weird going on with the 19-year-old.
Okay, good.
I hope nothing happens, but like, yeah, there's nothing weird going on. It's like they kind of look at her like, a baby sister or something, like a daughter, and they protect her. And so I like that dynamic and whatnot.
Like another found family type of thing.
Yeah, it was cute. And then, but yeah, it was really like, it really hooked me. Like the beginning obviously took some time because it's introducing like so many high fantasy elements, like the political side and stuff like that. But yeah, and it ended on such, I guess, a cliffhanger. Kind of like at a low point for our characters, and so I'm like kind of intrigued to see what happens in the next book and how they come back from that. yeah, that was a lot of fun. I don't know if I did it justice, like describing it, but
I
it was
understood.
a good time. It was a good time. And then my last read is... So I read The Stationery Shop by Marjan Kamali.
Ooh.
So this one, oh, no, it's crying. Please, TJ. Oh, he's like crying and laughing at the same time. So this one is a historical romance. It takes place in the 1950s, in Iran. And during this time, there was a lot of like political hardships during the time, and we follow a teenage girl who goes to this stationery shop to kind of like escape from all of that. And in the stationery shop, they not only sell stationery, but they sell like books, like popular books and poetry and stuff. So that's where she, finds her escape. And within this stationery shop, she meets the boy who is the love of her life. And
Of course, because why not?
yeah, they're the love of her life, and they fall in love. They, get engaged. They're trying to get married, but just like the things that are occurring at the time, and family members are keeping them away. And so this kind of like reminded me of The Notebook,
Okay.
like how the girl's family didn't want her with Noah,
Yeah.
and how the mom like hid all the letters he wrote to her.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like that, except the mom on the boys' side didn't ever disclose what she was doing. So our two love interests never get together. It was so sad. Like,
Oh no.
they went throughout their entire lifetime without getting together. And they essentially like settled for somebody else, had a family, whatnot, lived their life. But then in the back of their mind, they're always thinking about that other person. And like ultimately, like later on when they encounter each other when they're old, that's when like everything comes out in the open, and they explain what really happened. It was very moving. It was really moving, really sad. Like, I totally vibed with it. But like what I said in our vlog, like, would I recommend it? Like, if you want something that will make you cry, if you want to feel heartbreak, then go ahead and pick this up. But just know that the love interests aren't getting together in your lifetime. Like Atonement, where it's like, oh, yeah, they can't, grow old together. Family keeping them apart.
This reminds me of that Netflix movie. I don't know if you've ever watched it. It's called The Last Letter to Your Lover or something. It kind of follows the same like premise, like two people fall in love, but circumstances happen and they don't get together until, well, do they get together? I try to remember, but like their whole lives. They like they don't grow old together. Basically, they have their own separate lives until the very end. Until when they're old, they meet again.
That's so sad.
I know. This is like, what is
trope
this?
is that?
What is that trope?
I don't know.
No love? The no love trope?
They don't get together again.
Oh, yeah.
That's so sad. But
I don't see. That's why I can't read those books, because I'd be so sad. I'd be like, no, then what's the point? I need happily ever after.
but I was just so like curious because everybody was raving about it like a year or two ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I gotta see what the fuss is about. And yeah.
So when you're reading, in the back of your mind was like, okay, when are they getting together? When are they getting together? When are they meeting?
Well, like I kind of, yeah, I suspected they weren't getting together because, like, in the synopsis and like the blurbs and stuff, like they disclose that they're not getting together.
Oh yeah, like warning, they're not getting together.
Yeah, and so I was like, but people are still giving it like super high like reviews. So
That's
when
good
I
though.
picked it up, it was on Kindle Unlimited. I was like, you know what? Let's do this.
They release so many books on Kindle Unlimited. Like, it's
I
crazy.
know. Like, where was this when we were doing our buddy read? Like, are you serious?
Yeah, I was just like, all these books I have on hold in the Libby app. Like, I look and then it's like Kindle Unlimited. Kindle. I was like, wow, where are they coming from?
I know. Dude, okay, so my book of the month. I chose my book of the month and I was so excited. Like, I got it in the mail. Blah, blah, blah. I was posting it on Bookstagram. Only to find out that the book I chose is on Kindle Unlimited. And I was like, well, what? I would have chose a different book if that was the case.
Oh
Like,
my
what?
gosh, this sucked.
Oh my gosh. But yeah. Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it
Oh
is.
my gosh.
What did you lose your fish?
Oh no, like I didn't have my sword equipped. And I was like,
Oh, so you gotta fight monsters?
yeah, so like it's very, very similar to Stardew Valley. It just has, the magical element to it. So you can like learn magic spells to help you farm and you can raise different creatures, different colored cows, capybaras.
Oh.
So it's really cute, and all the love interests are super attractive.
Do you already know who your future husband's gonna be?
It was like so hard to choose. But yeah, so there's a guy that's giving like enemies to lovers, like grumpy sunshine vibes. And so I'm like, okay,
Keep that in mind.
Make you happy.
I can
I'm
fix
gonna
you.
make you. Yeah, I can change you. I can make you like me.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
So far, so good. But yeah. Should we select? Do you have any ideas for prompts for next month? Or should I?
I know I want to do something Halloweeny.
Halloweenish.
Halloweenish.
Halloweeny.
Halloweeny.
Okay. So, do we want to do another like Halloween Summerween vibe?
Well, it's not summer anymore.
I know, but like, like scary stories that tell in the dark, that type of vibe.
Mm,
Michael Myers.
too scary for me. But
Or are we doing
got
Stephen
it.
King?
Ugh.
Or
Stephen.
I probably will regret this.
Yeah. I know. Well, I already have some books in mind that I want to read in October. But we should choose like a central theme. Um, I'm trying to think. Like, what horror book do I want to read? None. That's what.
I mean, there's like the YA like murder mystery type books.
Yeah, isn't there a Netflix show now called The Good Girl's Guide to Murder or something?
Yeah, I want to read it, but it's like a long wait on Libby.
Did you check Kindle? Maybe it released.
Yeah, I should probably check eventually, but yeah, so there's that. There's another Maureen Johnson book. So last month I read, dude, what was it called? It was like The Vanishing something or whatever. It was like the first book of a 4-book series. But yeah, she released another book, another YA murder mystery.
Who's this?
Huh?
Who is this?
Her name's Maureen Johnson.
What book did she write? Like, what's her role known?
Let me pull up Kindle. Okay, so the book that recently released that people are raving about is Death at Morning House. And the book I read is Truly Devious. And yeah, it's like it had very like interesting qualities. It was just like she introduced so many characters at once, so it's hard for me to keep track of who's who, especially if it's a murder mystery. I'm trying to keep track of who's doing what, but there's just too many people. That was like the only con for me. But yeah, Death at Morning House.
I need to like search the genre of.
But yeah, so I guess that kind of gives maybe some Halloween vibe. Or you can just read a Halloween romance.
Well, you know that I'm gonna do that.
Spookily Yours. Pumpkin Spice and Poltergeist.
I actually do have. I was going to. Well, I think I am going to read Spookily Yours because that was one of the free books I can buy on Kindle, so I got it. I was like, okay, might as well.
Oh yeah, and there's like witchy books. That always has autumn Halloween vibes. So yeah, so I think that would be an easy one to pick a book for.
What is it? Like witchy vibes?
You want to read something witchy vibes or just Halloween vibes? Or
all of the above?
All of the above.
Because, you know, witchy already falls under Halloween.
So we can do that. And then, what? Read a horror?
I mean, I should just to get out of my comfort zone. But, oh my gosh.
uh, yeah, so we can do those two prompts. Do you want another prompt or just want us to put
You
Halloween
know what?
vibes
Choose something from the
from the jar that I never
jar.
updated?
Yeah. Because, like, I mean, usually tropes tend to fall within each other, so.
Okay. I seriously need to update this jar. I think it's like the same prompts from the beginning of the year. Okay. A book that involves book.
What?
A book that involves book.
A book that involves books?
Yeah. So, like The Lost Bookshop, Bone Dust and Bookshops, or whatever that book is called. Or, I don't know.
Let's see.
There's a lot of bookshop book.
Those tend to be like cozy books.
Yeah.
Like a librarian, about a librarian or something.
Or the Bookshop and the Barbarian, whatever that is. Or something that has spell books. Or something about a writer. Girl that just loves to read.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
So Halloween vibes, horror, 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 and books about books. A book about books.
Yeah. There's a lot of options. You got the book thief, got the Midnight Library.
Oh yeah, the Midnight Library. The book that everyone was talking about in what, 2020?
Yeah, 2020. Book lovers. We already read that, but
Oh yeah.
The Starless Sea involves books. Beach Read, we already read that. Oh, I have that book, The Wishing Game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll do that one. It's also very autumnish, cozy vibes.
Cozy vibes.
But yeah, anybody, in the audience wants to join in on these prompts, please feel free. You're more than welcome to chime in the chat next time we have our book stream.
Mm-hmm.
So next time, so we usually have our book streams at the last Friday of each month. So let's see.
Oh yeah.
What day is that? So the
let's see.
25th?
25th?
Yeah. Does that work?
25th. Okie dokes.
Does that work with you?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. So yeah, so October 25th, a week before Halloween. Should be a good time. Spooky vibes.
Spooky vibes.
Yeah. And anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my gameplay footage of, you know, fishing and stuff and leaving my chicken out. And Mason's crystal art.
Yeah, I only got
Sure.
like a little square. In 2 hours, I got
Progress is progress.
Progress is progress. I'll probably just do this off camera. Or maybe I'll time lapse it. Listen to podcasts and just time lapse this.
But yeah, yeah, stay tuned for next time. We're trying to, you know, work on some content for you guys. Or you one person watching. So yeah, we're gonna work on that. You know, if you have any ideas on what could potentially help us, feel free to, you know, comment, you know, DM, whatever. We always welcome help.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're not experts at this, obviously. So don't expect like expert quality. You know, people with like, you know, good communication skills.
Oh yeah, that's not us.
That ain't us. But you know, we're working on it. Or you know, practice makes perfect. Yeah. You have anything for our peeps?
No, I think you said it all. Just clean up my mess.
Well, yeah. Until next time, you know, stay tuned, like and subscribe. We have, you know, our personal channels that we're streaming from right now, and then we also have our newest channel, Cozy into the AM, where we try to share our cozy hobby, cozy lifestyle, you know, content, chill vibes and stuff. And then we pretty much resurrected our Avery gaming channel that maybe we will upload some gaming content onto there at some point. But we'll see. Yeah. You know,
We'll see what happens.
we'll, you know, thank you for tuning in, and then until next time, guys, stay safe.
Bye.
Good night.
Night night.